I applied to a few, actually several, many schools. Mostly UCs and two UC, one UC and several Cal States, and I got into a few Cal States. So I changed my plans early last year. I changed my plans because I had gotten into these schools and I wanted to start the program first, the nursing program first. And so I decided, I told the nurse coordinator on the City of Hope side that I would like to postpone it, the transplant, until next year so that I can start the program this year in August, which is now. Well, it would be this month. My family was, like, what the hell, what's wrong with you? Why, that's dumb, you're nuts, You would choose school over this life-saving procedure, which actually surprised me with my mother, that is, because she was always the type to place school over everything, and for some reason I thought she would be on board with that, but no, she was not on board with that. And of course, neither was my ex. But yeah, so it wasn't just my ex, even though I felt it was originally him, where I felt pressured into doing it. My family ended up being on board with it as well. Of course they would. So then my ex and I ended up breaking up, around spring. And I was like, what's the point anymore in doing this transplant? I was doing it because of him, originally. But of course my family, again, blew up over that. And of course he was like, that's dumb, why would you cancel it over me? And why were you doing it just because of me? Well, because my original plan was to finish school first. I wasn't going to cancel it, just delay it. But then eventually I realized, and mostly it was also because I was just nervous about the whole thing. It was very scary to me. And I was only doing it originally because of one person. Because it was very scary. It requires a huge commitment. It has several side effects. Even though they're rare, they can still happen. And it's very painful. Even though, yes, I have a life of pain, it was just very scary to me. But then I realized eventually that I am constantly in pain. I have chronic pain now, ever since summer 2015. At least I can remember. Remember. Since August 2015, I've been in constant pain, and it's just gotten worse and worse. So in between crises, I'm always in pain, like every single day, in all parts of my body. It just travels to different parts of my body. And I'm always taking medications for it. And that leads to me having a huge tolerance to pain medication. Originally I started with Tylenol with codeine, then to Norco or Vicodin, and now I'm on Percocet. I've tried Tramadol as well, that didn't work at all. Now I'm on Percocet and morphine extended release every single day. And the prescribed dosage is not even working. I went to take a little bit more than prescribed just to control the pain. So I realized I'm sick of being in pain. If it were just the crises and no pain in between, I probably would not be inclined to do this, honestly. But I realized I'm always in pain, and I would love for it to end. I've tried everything. Trying to find a cause to it. They thought, okay, maybe it's vitamin D deficiency, and I tried vitamin D, and it was low. So I thought, this must be the answer. So I started taking vitamin D supplements. No go. Even though my vitamin D went up and was okay, still in pain. So I thought maybe it's something neurological. So I tried gabapentin. That didn't work. I tried all kinds of things. Endori, the L-glutamine. I thought maybe this could work. My doctor, Dr. Blake in Inglewood, prescribed Endori. That didn't work. Every time I always had the hope in these new medications, hoping that it would work. And it always failed. So I realized that it probably is a sickle cell that's causing it, and Endori was supposed to be treatment for sickle cell. It's very effective for many people. It really is, just not for me. So that's what made me realize, okay, I do need this transplant for myself, not for anybody else. So I called her back and said I would like to proceed with it this year, and I would try to defer my admission to whatever schools I had gotten into and try to push it until next year. So that's what I did. I officially got into the nursing program at Cal State Channel Islands in Ventura County, in Camarillo to be exact. And I have, requested a deferment. I also got into the nursing program at Bakersfield. That's in the desert, like 3 hours north of LA, I think. I decided not to go to that one. And so that's, it's pretty much only Channel Islands at this point. But since I have a whole year now, I'm going to try applying to other schools that are closer, because Channel Islands is about 2 hours from my house, an hour north of LA, and I have to move away. And I can't afford that, it's expensive over there. So, but, I decided I'm going to prioritize the transplant over school, because at least I will be healthy going into the program, especially because the program is very stressful. And we know that stress it triggers crises. So, and the crises would make it very difficult to finish the program because it's very demanding. So, it'll be a vicious cycle, obviously, and we can't have that. So, it's better to be healthy going into the program, not getting sick all the time. And so that was another reason. So it's really for myself, 100%, and not for someone else at this point. So